Randy is here. Tell everybody who you are.
Hi, I'm Randy, and I'm an alcoholic.
No, stop that.
Oh, that's not one of these meetings.
No, it's not.
Call me Tank, sweetheart. It's football season.
All right, Tank. So let's talk Ohio State, Texas. But first, I'm really happy for Notre Dame.
Why am I holding this?
I'll explain it later.
Okay. Happy for Notre Dame. Are you kidding me?
I am.
Do you know I'm a Hibernian? A Hibernian. I am.
Really?
And my mother's people are from Donegal area. That's on the west coast of Ireland. And her maiden name was Leonard.
Listen.
And the Gaelic is O'Lennon. So pulling for Riley Leonard last night, he's got to be some distant relative.
There's got to be.
Got to be.
But, man, he can run the football and at any level, but at the collegiate level, against the defense with that Carter guy, that Penn State, their prowess, that really paid dividends for them. And I love Coach Freeman. I love everything that is the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame.
You got to call him Coach. Okay, you know, you can call this guy that's running the Steelers Mike. The guy running Notre Dame, you got to call Coach Freeman. I love what he's doing. I love Riley's story. He will get drafted, but his mechanics are not NFL throwing mechanics. Mm-hmm. I mean, he'll get picked off left and right. But for today, to appreciate the moment, if anybody that has Irish blood in them, you got to love what's going on. And being a Pitt person,
I know,
to see James Franklin just get slapped
again.
Oh, it's beautiful. I hope he cried when he went to, hold that.
Okay.
He cried when he went to bed. I hope he cried when he woke up this morning. I hope everybody wearing blue and white, you Penn State fans that were going, we're going to win another national championship. And I mean that. You tell your buddy, Paul Alexander.
He is my buddy.
I know. I like Paulie, except for he's a Penn State fan.
But now, wait, real quick.
Yeah.
So tonight, you've got Ohio State a slight favorite against Texas. Many people were saying this is going to be the game. This is the national championship tonight. So who wins tonight is going to win it all. I still think Notre Dame has one more left in them.
Well, tonight's game, I mean, you're looking at Howard stepping up. He's got to have a great game for Ohio State. This is a defensive secondary battle against the passing game of Ohio State. So you're going to see the ball thrown tonight. I love Texas as the underdog in this thing. I think they're going to come to hit and play old school football like you and I played.
Back in the day.
Instead of doing this,
without face masks.
Like Patrick Queen, your linebacker, likes to go like this to make a tackle. No, I want snot knockers like Butkus, Lambert, and Tantlinger playing linebacker.
Nitschke, Tommy Nervous.
Nitschke, Larry Nitschke for the Altoona Mudhens. I loved him.
Lambert.
But it's a passing.
Well, you got that Jeremiah Smith. That kid, all world. He could go to the NFL right now.
Yeah.
He's 17.
You know, the thing is, though, that transition, as we all know, from college to the NFL, I want to live in the moment because I think you and I have talked about this in the past. Everybody's in 7th and 8th gear anymore, and as soon as the Super Bowl's done, they start talking, especially college national championship. That next day on ESPN, they're talking projections and this and that. Live in the moment. Live in the moment of whatever your team is and cherish the moments, especially for the younger players. Everything's so fast and this and that. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. And, you know, somebody's going to come out on top against Notre Dame and Texas. Oh, yeah, that's a prediction. That's a prediction. Notre Dame and Texas in the big game.
Boy, Ryan Day, that if that happens, it won't be a good day in Columbus.
Well, you know where Coach Freeman started his college career, right?
Yeah, with Tressel.
What do they call that? Scarlet and Gray? Or
Ohio State.
Yeah. Remember Woody? Coach Woody, I loved him.
Woody.
He threw that elbow into the Florida Gators' throat. That's a football coach.
Earl Bruce.
You know,
John Cooper.
I do. Yeah, I'm like vanilla on Ohio State. You know, I just am. I mean, if you had Ohio State, Michigan, I'm pulling for Michigan for whatever. I guess I like Wolverines. Hey, could you imagine coming up against a real Wolverine in the woods? It would maul you.
Reminds me of like when we
Google a Wolverine.
All right, listen.
All right, what?
Kuhn's Market, McKnight Road, Banksville Road, 600 varieties of your favorite beers, microbrews, craft beers, and more. Make sure you have everything for the big football weekend. Now we turn the page and go to the National Football League.
Oh, you want to talk about the Not for Long League.
Right.
All right.
BetRivers.net. We always follow that line. If you're going to make a legal sportsbook bet, no place better to do it and to enjoy it than the North Shore. You've got the Chargers and Houston. I don't only think the Chargers win this game tomorrow, but I think they're going to go a whole lot deeper in the postseason than people think.
Statement game for the Chargers. Herbert. I mean, this kid's time is now. It's his time. I mean, wouldn't you love to have him in a black and gold uniform?
In a heartbeat.
In a heartbeat. Although, and I keep saying this, if the Steelers had to go down and play Texas, Robbie, they've got 2 stud defensive linemen, both of them with over 10 sacks on the year. Do not count out Stroud. I mean, if LA does what they're supposed to do.
He has the ability, another Ohio State guy.
Don't discount the fires, too.
Right.
I mean, who knows how that's affecting any member, if not the whole league, with the Chargers.
Well, they're moving the Monday Nighter. We'll tell you about that. And our thoughts and prayers to everybody in California. Just a horrific story. And we're going to be covering it and talking about it all weekend long at KDK, as my colleagues are right now, along with CBS Radio News.
Where'd you get that jacket from Al Pacino?
No, this is actually Goodwill.
Hoorah! Looks like an Al Pacino. You got to put this up a little bit. Get more gangster. You're a good-looking man. Come on. Hoorah!
Oh, where's Jimmy Sinceri when you need him? That's his trademark.
They're out of here. They're selling Sinceris and they're moving to
Jimmy
Napoli.
Jimmy and Nino's are there. The Penn Mac, that's the one doing the.
I'm not getting in between any Italians fighting.
Jimmy
okay?
and Nino, their nephew, they're there. They're not going anywhere. But listen, next up,
you listen.
Next up, you got our Steelers who are going to get throttled by the ball. Now, Zay Flowers isn't playing. I still think that means a lot, but not a whole lot because of Lamar Jackson. They're still getting 9.5. Give me a little hope for my Steelers.
What is wrong with you?
I know.
What is wrong with you, Steelers Nation?
I know you jumped on me about getting on Russell Wilson.
Let's start defensively, okay? You got to understand, T.J. Watt has not had a playoff victory. I almost said Playboy victory. There, things come to your head. They call that a Freudian slip, but we can talk about that later. T.J. hasn't had a playoff win. You don't know where Cam is mentally. He's having a great season. Why not go on top? If you get a push from Cam, you get a push from TJ.
They're going to have to stop Derrick Henry because he's going to get the ball a lot.
Don't forget, you got Nick Herbig, who I need on the field all the time.
He's a player.
You got Highsmith taking care of that front. And look, Benton, that's a ball player. This kid is getting his confidence every week. He's got some swagger. He's young. That pick 6 he had, that interception. If that front can get mean, and I mean Rottweiler mean, okay, penetrate, hurt the Ravens' offensive line, blow them back off the ball. Do not let them dominate the line of scrimmage to let Derrick the Horse Henry free. If they let Derrick Horse the Henry free, it's going to be a tough, long night. Your Steelers in the first matchup held Henry to 63 yards.
Yeah, but our offensive line needs...
Stay on defense, Cupcake. Stay on defense.
Yeah.
Okay. That secondary is healthy now. I said this a couple weeks ago. In case you don't know, I have my own little TV show. You tell them what it's called.
You tell them.
Let's Talk Steelers with Tank and Mike McMahon, former NFL quarterback.
Absolutely.
Show's horrible. Sunday mornings on 22 The Point, 10:30. We get the station gets letters. Why is this idiot on?
Oh, no kidding. That's a good I like that station. It makes a good point every time it's on.
Yeah, absolutely.
I do like it a lot, though.
Look, I said a couple weeks ago, and the guys looked at me like, what are you talking about? As Beanie Bishop goes, so goes the Ravens game. This guy has talent. He has 4.2 speed. Why they're not utilizing him in nickel and dime more, I don't know. You got to blitz Lamar Jackson. You got to blitz him. You got to make his life uncomfortable. You got to hurt his ribs. You got to hurt his pride. You got to hurt his ego. If you let him do what he does and run, you're done. You're doomed. I know that Tomlin and I know my old teammate from Pitt are smart enough to figure out you got to blitz him, you got to get him thinking, and you got to hurt him. Joey Porter can play and likes to tackle and hit. Elliott likes to hit. Beanie Bishop is going to be a long-term weapon for your Pittsburgh Steelers. I think that's how you shut down
So
the Ravens
9.5
offense,
points,
and like you
points.
said, Flowers is out, but they got 2 other wide receivers. They're not Pro Bowl caliber, but they can ding you and hurt you and sting you if you let Lamar Jackson do what he wants to do.
But don't you agree they have to try to find some way to get Justin Fields the ball a few times tomorrow? Just to throw their defense ball.
Yeah, absolutely. It should have been done going into the Eagles game. Don't even get me on Arthur Smith. He's another bum. I hope he gets the Jets.
Yeah, they're saying he's really people
good,
coming after
great.
him.
Go to the Ottawa Rough Riders. Go to the Ottawa Rough
Why
Riders.
don't you
Go to
like
the
him?
I'm sure he's a nice man. I've never had a glass of Chardonnay with him. It's not liking him, but he is another long line of Randy Fichtner, Matt Canada, and yeah, Todd Haley stunk too. Your buddy Paul Alexander thinks that Haley was a genius. The Steelers with the Killer Bees, I'm really going off here, should have been to 2 Super Bowls under the Killer Bees era and with that offensive line. And the only thing that made Todd Haley look good and mask his improprieties was the fact that you have a Hall of Fame quarterback in Ben Roethlisberger in that line and AB and those guys. So Arthur Smith is in a long line of horrible. I could go back to it.
Let me move on here.
You better, because I'll spend a whole half hour on Arthur Smith. Right. If you see Arthur Smith and Latrobe next, what is that? July.
Camp. All right, listen.
We're doomed.
We have to talk about Sunday. We got game Sunday, too. Let's start with the Denver Broncos and the Buffalo Bills. Why are so many people thinking this is like that upset special?
Look, I liked Bo Nix. I actually thought the Steelers should have gone after that kid. I like him, and he is only going to ascend. But their time's up against Buffalo.
Yeah, Josh Allen's just too good.
The guy throws javelins 85 yards. He was another one out of Wyoming that I'm like,
he reminds me of a young Ben Roethlisberger.
And very much so. I wanted the Steelers to do whatever, Ben was still here at that time, to get him. I mean, if you did not know that Allen coming out of Wyoming had talent, then you don't know anything about football. No, the Bills are going to win that game. By how much, I don't know. But now it's time for the Broncos to hit the wall. But look, they're going to be back next year.
All right. Then you've got Philadelphia. Jalen Hurts is practicing, trying to get out of concussion protocol. If not him, sore ribs and all. Kenny Pickett, the ex-Panther, they take on the Packers. I still like the Packers.
I do too. Look, I love Kenny Pickett. He's a nice kid. But if Jalen Warren can't go,
Jalen Hurts,
sorry.
That's okay.
I like Jalen Warren too. If Hurts is out and Pickett's got to carry that game for them, I like Green Bay. That's a pick 'em. I'm not putting any money on that game.
How about the comeback player of the year, 4,500 yards, Baker Mayfield, Tampa Bay?
Love him.
Me too.
Walk on, Oklahoma.
I know, Heisman Trophy guy.
Walk on. Ham and Egger, a guy that nobody said could ever go anywhere or do anything.
Who wins?
And look where he is now.
In Washington, who wins?
Oh, baby.
Jay Daniels, another Heisman Trophy.
See, that's what's scary with
Quinn's
Daniels.
a great defensive-minded coach.
See, I'm not putting money on that game either.
All right, so Glendale, Arizona is where they're going to now play because of the horrific fires. You've got the Rams, who have a Super Bowl winning quarterback, against Sam Darnold, who many people believe the real Sam Darnold showed up in that loss to Detroit. When you got the players that Minnesota has around him, all you have to do is manage the game. This is going to be a good football game, but something is telling me that Coach McVay has got the Rams right now firing at all cylinders, and I wouldn't put it past them maybe to make it all the way to the big game.
Nah, the guy in the furry hat that goes with that horn. I like the Vikings, man. Oh, yeah. Just because of the guy with the horn and the hat. No, I do really like the Vikings. I mean, as your head coach for your Pittsburgh Steelers, Mike likes to say, you got to be a team on the rise during December in the playoffs, and to the folks. Anyway, so they're in Guadalajara,
Just
right?
Remember,
and there's this beautiful golf resort I'm at in Guadalajara, Mexico. Tradition. I'm playing bad